This week's episode, we dealt with an issue with our water system, came across a tangled up loon that needed some help, and made the most out of a couple nice days to get out exploring and do some fishing.
Did I just find a geode?
Today, we're heading out to explore a new part of the beach at low tide. It's looking a bit windy out on the water, so we have our fingers crossed we get there without any trouble.
Watching me put on my kayak skirt is a reminder that gracefulness is definitely not my strong suit. Just a lot of awkward hopping and flailing around.
From now on, we're bringing a rope with us. It's a game changer for peace of mind when tying up the kayak before heading out on a hike. We got a great tip from our comments from Robert Matthews about using rubber work gloves to keep our hands dry and block the cold temperatures while we kayak. We will be making sure to find some for our next outing. As we paddled, the wind kept splashing water onto our hands, leaving them frozen. But we were so excited to get out on the water, we just sucked it up and went for it.
Feels like it's got water in it. The hell? Did I just find a geode? I thought it was poop.
Funny.
I thought this was poop. Looks like some kind of a geode. That's pretty cool. Wow. Such an odd spot. Just found another one.
Just a spot where it's come out of the ground?
Interesting spot. I wouldn't have thought like so close to the water, but again, I don't know much about geodes.
Well, it's just...
It's good drainage.
It's where the ground's eroding, right?
When we got to the beach, we were surprised by how much was exposed at low tide. The shoreline got really steep as the water pulled back, reminding us of Tofino, another place we once called home. Eventually, it started snowing, lightly, as the temperature dropped to around -1. We could feel our energy dipping, but we were still excited to explore the spots that were usually out of reach.
This trip, we really felt the loss of our drone. We came across some incredible scenery that would have been perfect to capture it from above.
It's nuts.
Hmm?
So it's nuts.
Yeah.
The place is usually covered with water at high tide. It gives us the opportunity to check out and explore some areas that are normally untouched. We found a lot of rock crystals, and it took us back to 2020, when we were all stuck at home with nothing to do, if you know what I mean. We got hooked on Aussie gold hunters, and with no place to go, we decided to buy a metal detector. And spoiler alert, we never found anything. But we definitely thought we were cool. Looking back, maybe we should have brought it with us just for fun.
As the sun started to set, we were feeling pretty drained, so we decided it was time to head back. We were glad we got out and got a good hike in. As we made our way back into the forest, the wind started to pick up and it made us a little nervous about the trip back to the lodge.
As we came around the corner, we were paddling straight into the wind coming from the east. We both just focused on getting back, pushing through the freezing pain in our hands and trying to make it back without too much trouble. Though I did stop to take this clip, as we don't have the proper mounting equipment.
We are so grateful for all of your support and for the super donations on YouTube, which we will be putting towards another drone. We've decided to turn off supers for now because we found out that when you donate through an Apple device, Apple and YouTube take 50% of your donation.
That means your donation doesn't go as far as it should, and we don't think that's fair to you. With that said, we've been thinking about creating a Patreon page where we can share behind the scenes content, life updates, answer your questions, and have a place where we can all chat, and a bunch of other benefits. Let us know in the comments what you think and what you would like to see on our Patreon page. It's a way for us to give back to you while offering exclusive content and creating a place where we can all chat and share this journey together. In the meantime, we'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave us a comment and we'll let you know when we've created a Patreon page.
This week, we were fortunate to have a beautiful stretch of weather. The water was flat, allowing us to venture out onto the open ocean, places we normally can't explore because of the big swells and our limited experience with driving the boat.
What are you looking at?
I'm just seeing if there's anything on the beach.
We need to closely monitor our navigation system, especially in unfamiliar areas where hidden reefs can be hard to spot. While we have a fish sonar reader to display depth of the seafloor, it's not always accurate, which can be problematic.
On sunny days like this, the island is mesmerizing in any direction that you look at it. Each area seems to have its own story to tell, as the wind and the ocean carve away at the land. We thought we'd show a bird's eye view of where we are today. The west coast of Haida Gwaii is quite an amazing place with all the earthquake activity. Located between the Pacific and the North American tectonic plates on the Queen Charlotte Fairweather Fault System. We started our day trip by heading out into the open ocean, then following the coastline towards the bay of the beach we hiked to earlier in this episode. On our way back to the lodge, we decided to take a detour past the small islands we can see from the lodge and continued to another calm bay we had been eager to explore. Planning a spring trip here by boat with our kayaks to explore the river, hoping to spot some black bears.
With our third lucky day of calm water in a row, we headed out of the lodge. We took the boat and kayaks to our favorite spot by the river to relax and capture whatever caught our eye.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
I noticed an eagle hanging around just outside the lodge, so I grabbed my camera, heading out quickly to try and capture it. I ended up standing in the rain for about an hour watching it. I was soaking wet. When the eagle finally flew off, I started packing up. As I walked across the rocky reef exposed by low tide, something moving suddenly caught my eye. It was a young loon tangled up in fishing net. That's when it all started making sense. That's why the eagle had been hanging around. The loon must have been stuck there for hours. I'm surprised that the eagle didn't go for it while it had the chance. I think there's a loon, and he's stuck. He's stuck in fishing net. Aw. You'll be okay.
Okay, buddy.
Maybe just put them in the water gently.
Just gonna put 'em in there.
I hope he's okay.
His leg was a little nicked up.
Thank you for coming over here.
I was like, why are you waving
I
your
was
hand
like,
so
I was
much?
like yelling. I think that might be him right there. Aw.
Just freed a loon from this fishing net. We were wondering, there's an eagle like circling around earlier today, and we were curious because he doesn't usually come this close. But Em was taking some photos over by the rocks and turned around and saw the little loon just stuck there, panicked. She waved me over from the dock, and I put some gloves on and grabbed a knife. But yeah, I was able to cut him free. I wasn't sure if he was like exhausted or just scared, but he kind of played dead for a little bit. I think this was brought in by the storm we just had. And we've had a couple loons in this bay, and they just like, they'll come out, hang out, and then they'll go dive down for like 2 or 3 minutes. So it's likely that he just swam right through this because there's probably fish around it or something. But we currently have no water. We have an issue with the pump, at least is what I think. The way our system works is we have 3 tanks up top there that 2 of them fill up with clean water once it's gone through the RO system, and then we have a tank in the middle that fills up with seawater and rainwater from this pump. And when I checked this morning, it was completely empty. So the only way to solve that is troubleshoot it, I guess, is the pipe is either clogged or it was this pump. Now, when I came down here, we had this issue yesterday. I was running the system and it shut off about an hour after, so I'm assuming that it drained that first tank. And then I came down and cleaned this, and this was hot to the touch, which is the pump. When it's taken apart, that's what it looks like, and this is the new one. But this was hot to the touch and wasn't making any noise, so I'm assuming that this pump is burnt out. And then today, Em just told me, I went and disconnected the wires, hooked them up to the new pump, and she flipped the switch, and this started to make some noise and was moving as if the pump was working. So our next step is just putting everything back together, putting it back into our PVC pipe here that's made to block more crap from getting into it, and then hopefully it'll start pumping into our holding tank up top there. And fingers crossed that this is the only problem. Some days are like this, and this is like part of the caretaking job, is making sure that you have everything you need until the place opens up again. You're looking at a job like this, is you need to have a basic function on how things work. Everything, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and at least be a little bit of a problem solver, or have a decent record at troubleshooting issues, and then not be afraid to get your hands dirty every now and again. There goes my lemon one.
Whoa. Hold on.
Ev's having a problem operating the net and filming.
Oh, diggity. So this stuff looks like this.
Tiny.
What is that?
I think he's a smalling.
It's got like little crawly things on him.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, he does have weird things on. Yeah, that's a ling.
Really? Is it too small though?
Yeah. Look at his
That's-
teeth. He's small. I think that's ling. Pretty sure that's ling cod.
Yeah.
I think he's just too small.
It's beautiful though.
He's good.